system in place to keep us in chains. By a show of hands, who else is sick and tired of the same? 1% trying to keep us small, trying to keep us from getting out. Minimizing the struggles they've caused, saying we're not working hard enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and for the millions watching at home, DCK Productions proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world! The greatest podcast in the world? Suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. No, you suck it. I appreciate it if you both suck it. Suck it!
We really should stop this fighting. Otherwise we'll miss the fireworks.
There won't be any fireworks.
And here we go.
And welcome everybody to Suck It. I am the great and powerful King of Kings, Prince of all that is awesome, Derek. How is everybody tonight on this Wednesday, hump day, August 26th of the horrible year that is 2020? Coming off the heels of two fantastic nights here and two horrible nights at the Republican National Convention. So you know what? If you're watching reruns of that shit or you're watching it, no, come here because this is the place to fucking be. No, but Monday we had we had a double header. It was fantastic. We had Tim Moss and Icavelli on the same show at the exact same time. And then last night I had keynotes on with me, and then a big performance by Michael Walski and the Underground Weathermen. So, you know, this week has been fantastic. And now tonight we're going to continue that trend. Because not only do I have a great guest tonight, but I have a great commentary that I'm going to do after the guest because I'm a little fucking pissed off. So we're going to get to that later. All I got to say is I'm going to destroy Trump's daughter, Tiffany, because I'm kind of pissed off at her right now. So either way, regardless, tonight I have a beautiful guest with me that has a ton of influences that everybody knows and loves. But, you know, that's the influence isn't, you know, who she is. The musicians that, you know, she aspires to be like isn't who she is because, you know what, everybody is their own person. So I'm not even going to go into that. I'm going to let her tell you all about herself because, you know, that's the right way to do things. So without any further ado, please welcome to the show, Miss Kairos. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How you doing?
I am wonderful because, you know, it's Wednesday. It's hump day.
Right? We almost made it through.
Exactly. So how's things going for you?
Everything is going wonderful. I cannot complain. I got up this morning and the sun was shining. I was still breathing. I am blessed.
You got a nice little southern accent. Where are you from?
I'm actually here from Detroit, Michigan, but I cannot help it. My mother is southern originally. I think she was raised part here and partly in Tennessee. So it's like a little combination, but I don't know, my grandma was the same way, but I think she was raised in Belleville, so it's just got that little twang. I can't really help it.
I know, because I'm like, wait a second, you know, because it said Detroit on your thing, and I was like, wait a second, and I'm hearing that, I'm like, wait a second. So tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, because some of my audience might know who you are, some of them they might not.
Right.
So talk to me about who you are and what what you do.
Okay, so my name is Kay Rose, and I'm a musician. Well, I don't play any instruments, though, not yet. But I originally started beat making. I was producing, and then that journey led me into like public speaking. And I guess I don't know really how that translated, but it did work out. And then before I knew it, I was motivational speaking for the youth and like, disadvantaged kids and stuff like that. And I just been just continuing my music career and taking like different ventures in between, kind of branching out. So I started like a little e-commerce store, started a little blog for different businesses, and partnered with like some other talented women who also write as well. They got like a little book coming out. That has nothing to do with me, but I'm just talking about the women that I partner with. But in general, I have my hand in a little bit of everything, right now. So, and I'm a student as well. So, full-time student.
When do you find time to sleep?
Right now, too. I took a little nap before I came on.
Exactly. I'm gonna go take a nap before I get on the show with Derek. Fuck it.
It was so necessary. I would have been no good. It was so necessary.
Like I said before, I wish I could nap.
Yeah.
My wife would find me a chore to do. Oh, you got time to sleep? You got time to clean something? Like that old saying, you got time to lean, you got time to clean. That's my wife,
Mm-hmm.
I don't get to nap because of that,
That's so unfortunate.
That crazy lady.
It's like the best thing.
I know. See, this is the only time I get a chance to talk shit about her because she's 2 flights upstairs. So she don't watch the show either. So it's fantastic.
You freeze the burden. That's actually all we do, huh?
A couple times though, I was sitting here, I would be talking shit and just messing around or whatever, and then she would text me, "I actually am watching tonight." I'm like, "Oh no!"
You busted. So you just can't be too sure.
But it's like this is a radio personality. This is not who I really am.
Well, I was just playing. I was just playing.
Exactly. There's no radio personality. This is just who I am.
Right.
So talk about your music. Because you've got a lot of different influences. You say you don't play an instrument right now, but you've actually got a really pretty voice. So
thank you.
I talked to this, a bunch of different times. I'm not the biggest fan of electronic music. Whether that be rap or obviously EDM and stuff like that, because I'm a big fan of playing your own music and picking up a guitar, playing the drums, whatever the case might be, a cello, whatever.
Also like live sound band.
Yes. However, when there's a very select few people that have that vocal range and that type of sound that actually sounds like an instrument. There's lots of great singers.
Yeah.
However, there's a very few that actually use their voice as an instrument. They just normally just sing to sing. And I think you are you're still young and you're still maturing, but I think you have that type of voice to actually be your instrument. Once you start figuring out who you are and what you really are, girl, you are going to be unstoppable.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to build you up, promote you, be your megaphone to talk to people. I'm here, whatever,
He's out there, whatever.
So not only are you a musician, but you also have a blog as well.
Right.
Well, so what is your blog all about?
So it promotes businesses, artists who consider themselves to be a business, and miscellaneous. So there's like a section for each one. But I just wanted to create a platform, not only for myself, but for other people who don't have maybe that big budget to promote, but they still want to get their word out and they still want to help build that legitimate, front or interface for themselves to be able to present their product. Maybe they don't have it packaged all together. Well, that's where I step in. I'll write something for them that they can share to help get their message out, help them promote it and things like that. So it's just really to help artists and business get that extra little boost and, add to the little Google search.
So between public speaking to the youth, your blog now music as well, and obviously still being a student, what led you down this path? Because that is a lot, especially at such a young age. I mean, hell, for someone even that's almost 40, that would be a lot. So I mean, where exactly have you gone with this? Where exactly did you start?
So I would be completely honest. I was down on my luck. I was really broke. Like I was living in a hotel room with my family, and I tell everybody this because I mean I can't forget it. It's how everything went down. I was building beats in a hotel room after our house had just got foreclosed. When we came there, they had to all that stuff out. You know, that's just how it go, unfortunately. So we just had to figure out something quick. So we all put our money together, what we had, and got that little room. We stayed there, I want to say about 6 months straight, and I was going to school out of there, but I was still just producing beats. I was making like a few songs here and there, but nothing, no large catalog or anything like that. And then my dad saw a Craigslist ad, and it was like a guy looking for different artists and people who just did stuff inside of the creative arts realm. So my dad was like, you should go check this out. I'm like, okay, well, you know, I don't really got nothing to lose. Why not? So I went there, met him, networked with all the people in there. And he ended up listening to the beats, liking them, using them for his short film. And before I know it, we was literally partners. And we had started like a little kids television and radio show network. And so with that, starting to get like a little recognition, I ended up moving down to North Carolina. And he taught me how to do radio and all that. So he essentially became my mentor. So I guess you could say I had somebody that was teaching me the business and, you know, just helping me create something bigger so that way I could flourish as a young adult. So I'm really more appreciative than anything, because from there, it did help me lead into the youth speaking from the kids network that we was promoting, because we was like traveling everywhere. It just in a car and letting people know what we do, reaching out to schools, reaching out to summer camps and stuff like that. And before I knew it, was just that was my label. And we was getting calls like, hey, you know, that girl that spoke there, you know, we got a camp over here that wants you to come speak. We have disadvantaged children at this place that could really, you know, use her help and hear what she got to say. So it just took off, and it was a really, really enjoyable time for me. I got to learn a lot, you know, just being fortunate, you know, just realizing how blessed that I truly was, you know, compared to everybody in this situation. When you meet so many people, you realize like, dang, I'm not in as bad of a state as it seems.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a pretty cool story. I mean, especially, you know, the fact that you went on a whim to, you know, and responded to a Craigslist ad.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time people are responding to Craigslist ad to go get, you know, for some type of other meet and greet. And yours turned out to change your whole entire life.
Yeah.
Well, and rephrase that, you know, most Craigslist meet and greets do change your life in some which way, shape, or form. See, I told you this is unlike any interview you'll ever do ever again. I warned you.
You did. I know I was getting myself into.
Yes, you did. Well, like I said before, I mean, if I want to sit there and, you know, talk about the same stuff you've talked about to everybody else, nobody's gonna come watch me. They want to come see me say stupid shit to you, and have you laugh at me. So with the whole, you know, starting your own, you know, kids channel, you know, network, whatever, and then it kind of broke off into, you know, you started speaking to these kids, but now you are a motivational speaker for the underprivileged and so on and so forth. What kept that going? Was it, you know, from being in that hotel, or is it more? Is it something more than that?
So I guess you could say it's a combination of both. I sort of developed a love and passion for motivating. So like even when I get on stage, you know, every now and then I throw my little, you know, 2 cents in the mix just to say something inspiring, like, hey, you know, whatever you feeling, just keep thriving, you know, keep striving, keep going, because it could be one little moment that could change your life, but you would never know it could have been possible if you gave up, you know. So I just I don't know, I guess you could say I fell in love with speaking positivity over other people, and just seeing how that helps impact others. Because even now, it's like it's a lot of people they'll be like, oh my goodness, you know, I saw you do this and it just really inspired me, or you know, I heard what you said up there and I just really love your message. And I'm like, well dang, y'all listening, you know. So I'm like, okay, well that's what I feel purpose is, you know, like how you do, and with what you go through, how you want to help empower people, you know, through what you have experienced. So it's pretty much the same thing. I'm like, you know what, being in that hotel room was not a nice experience for me, but I know that there's other people that go through things that are worse than that, that do feel discouraged, that don't necessarily know what's going to happen next. Well, my message pretty much is you don't have to know what's going to happen. You just can't give up on yourself, because then you can't get to that next possibility, you know what I'm saying, of change, of you know, of enlightenment, of bettering yourself. So
Yeah. I mean, it's all about fighting the demons. You know, doesn't matter if it's the demon of money, demon of bipolar disorder, the demon of can't get away from the streets, can't get away from drugs, whatever the case might be, whatever your demon is, it's all about fighting that demon. And
now shake the devil off.
you know, and my demon is bipolar and anxiety. And, you know, my demon almost beat me twice, where I almost, you know, said F it all and took it all away. But, you know, it's like at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm better than that. You know, and, you know, a lot of I've known way too many people, and, you know, it sucks, you know, you have your Chester Benningtons, you know, of Lincoln Park, and then you have many other people that have taken their own life, and their fans, their family, you know, whatever, they all have different opinions. Everyone has different opinions. But, you know, for me, suicide is a weak way out, because it doesn't, it might solve your problem. Well, maybe. I mean, if you're a religious person, you go to hell if that's the case. But at the same time, if you're not, where the hell are you going to go? Now you're just suffering in silence for all of eternity. So, but then at the same time, all you're doing is placing the burden onto your family. So, you know, instead of like me, you know, offing myself and placing all of my burden onto my family, I figure I might as well just exist and, you know, burden them with my charm, because, you know, they would rather have the burden of me than the burden of what I did.
Yeah, they would much rather you, and not even to say that's a bad thing, but they would much rather you struggle to fix what's going on than you completely gone and then it's unreconcilable. So.
Exactly. And that's one of the biggest things. I mean, that's why I do what I do. And that's why, you know, you do what you do, because, you know, I do it through comedy, because, you know, because laughing honestly is the best medicine. If I can get somebody to laugh about the fact that I almost killed myself, then great. Honestly, that's a good thing. I don't care. I wouldn't talk about it on a comedy, mental health, entertainment talk show otherwise, you know, whatever. I would hide it and be like, no, I'm ashamed of it. No, I'm not ashamed of it. It is what it is.
But there's beauty in embracing, you know, the things that you've gone through, the things that you know about yourself, the demons that you do fight. That is, you know what I'm saying, the first step, really, you know. Just being able to recognize it and say, you know, hey, this is what I'm going through, you know. That's the only way to fix it.
So, you know, when you were so when you were in that hotel room, you know, creating beats, and, you know, which, by the way, is a skill, and, you know, there's a musicianship to that. So I don't want you to think that I don't like that type of music for whatever reason. I just want to make sure I clarified that. Joking aside, I prefer guitars and stuff like that, but everyone has everyone has their own preference, and there's a certain, you know, not everybody with a, you know, a technical degree can actually make beats on, you know, Pro Tools, but some people can, and the ones that do it are good at it. I just don't prefer that, but you do a good job at that. So while you were sitting there doing that, was your whole motivation to help your family or just help yourself?
During that time, when I was making music, no, I guess you could say, so to speak, or making beats, I wasn't even thinking that would go anywhere. So I was strictly making music that was my creative space. That's what helped me relax. That's what helped me take my mind off of what was going on. I needed a focus during that time. So making music and making beats was really just what helped, so to speak, I guess you could say, distracted me. So I was really just using it just to kind of get away mentally. So I wasn't even thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna use these beats and get us up out of here one day. I never knew that. But when I did finally come back home, I brought my mama a couple grand and helped her get a new house. So
Fantastic.
it definitely
awesome.
worked out.
So you did it for your own, sanity,
Yes.
But out of that, out of it came a whole new world of doors opening up to you left and right that you could have never dreamed of.
Exactly.
Who do you credit for the most for getting to at least where you're at right now?
For the most, where I'm at right now, honestly, it's a combination of people. Because on my journey, there have been so many positive people, and I thank God for each and every one of them. But I have to give the most credit to my dad, my brother, both my grandmothers, and my boyfriend now, because even though he came into the picture a little bit later, he's helped me elevate a bit more as far as his business savvy to where I am now, what I'm embarking upon. But definitely my dad, because he was there, from day one. Even he was there with us in that hotel room, struggling just with us. But he was the one who was always trying to help find me opportunities, telling me, you can work on this, and just giving me healthy criticism and critiquing me, and just helping me to want to be better. So I definitely give that credit back to him and to everybody that I met along the way, but it's way too many people to name.
What are you going to school for?
Criminal justice and human services, but really I picked that because I am interested in like psych and law and just the whole justice system. But I chose something more broad because you can pretty much dab into any lane. You can go more public administration, or you could do more law enforcement or probation or whatever it is. But so I chose criminal justice as a study.
So what the hell are you doing with your life? You're
Well, it's my plan B. It's my plan B.
Are you? But you've got like 7 plan Bs. You've got plan A through F. I don't even have a plan B, but you've got them all covered.
That's so funny. Oh, so I'm a court clerk right now. So I'm already working at a court, so I'm already in the justice type of workplace. I work for the government already.
Okay, so wait a minute. You left that part out earlier. So you actually work for the court in some which way, shape, or form.
Yes.
You don't have to tell me what, but you're going to school for criminal justice. You're a motivational speaker. You're a musician, and you're going to school.
Yeah. In that order.
My brain hurts. Can you do me a favor?
Yes.
I'm going to give you a phone number to my daughter. Can you teach her what the right path in life is? Because she's just at home in Florida right now with her mom eating Cheetos, and she thinks that's what's going to get her along in life. I want to shake your dad's hand and say, damn, dude, you did a good job.
Thank you so much. He would be so appreciative to hear that, honestly. He really would.
But no, and I joke, but I'm being I'm being dead ass serious. For how old are you again?
I'm 24.
For 24 years old, for you to know, and this even goes back to the conversation I had last night with Keynotes.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you and him he went the military route and, is still, he's active duty, but he's still, he hopes to get out in a year, depending on his music stuff. But you know, you're doing so many other things, and it's so smart. But at the same time, and I had this exact same conversation with him last night too. Do you think it's ever going to get to a point where you're going to say, enough is enough, and I just need to dive headfirst into what I truly want, regardless of what that is, whether it's nothing but motivational speaking, regardless of whether or not it's being a cop or, being a detective or a lawyer or whatever, or being a musician? Are you ever going to drop plan C through F and just say, look, this is what I'm doing, and I just need to jump headfirst into it? Or are you going to just see what pans out and just do it all?
Oh, so that's a really good question. Because there has been times where I was like, dang, some of this does get very overwhelming sometimes, trying to maintain each and every one of them. Now, I do have not necessarily a passion, but I am passionate about each thing that I do. So even though I'm in school and I'm pursuing that for myself, I want to finish getting my degree just to have it, just for myself to say, hey, you know what, I did that. And that's taken care of. So whether I, do something with it or not, at least is there, and it's a accomplishment and achievement that I would personally be proud of myself.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not saying don't get your degree. Definitely keep that. That's why I said plan C through F, because plan B is always having the degree to fall back on.
Right.
So yeah. No,
but with everything else, like you said, one day I do plan on just really diving head first into my music, because I just feel like I'm a really, really great writer, really, really great creative. So even right now, I'm already writing for other people as well as myself. So I just feel like eventually that's going to get to where I want it to be, but I don't always have the time to meet some of the demands, or orders, I should say. So that would be the one thing I would dive head first into for sure, because that's something that I can still incorporate speaking to. When I'm on stage, I could take an hour out of 30 minutes out to just give that talk. So
you can, and sometimes that's the best way to do things too, because that's when you have the most eyes on you.
Yeah, exactly.
And especially if you build that brand from the get-go, knowing that they're not only going to get a show from you, they're also going to get some motivation in the process. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So let me ask you this. Being so young in the music business, in general, let's just take everything else out. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, let's leave the motivational stuff in. Okay. There's a lot of influence that can be negative on you in the music business. Right. And sometimes, you use music to make a political statement, or sometimes you just make a song just to make it to the billboards. Right. Are you ever going to let your morals get in the way of what other people want?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I am.
Good.
Because I'm still an individual and human being at the end of the day, just like anybody else. And I'm grounded in some things that cannot be moved, that cannot be shaken, because, the saying, if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. So I cannot be a part of every single thing. And I feel like that's perfectly fine, because you're not going to agree with everything that's happening in the world, or everything, or every movement that's happening. So even for myself, there's going to be some things that I simply cannot be and cannot, adapt to, cannot agree with. So there will be some times where I'll be like, no, sorry, I'm not doing that, or I'm not vouching for that, I'm not saying that, or I'm speaking against that.
And the reason why I asked that is because there's, how do I say this? Because the thing about it is, I listen to a lot of, rock that is very provocative, very, but the messages are clear. Mm-hmm. When you listen to a song and they say F this or F that or whatever the case might be, at the end of that song, you know exactly what they're talking about. Mm-hmm, but yet at the same time, in other genres, sometimes the message isn't always so clear.
Yeah.
For example, and that new song that's out that everyone's talking about,
Uh-oh.
WAP. Yeah, you know where I was going.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. The message there is, there's a message, but the thing about it is, everyone else is so tied up into what they're saying, and the little girls and kids, kids that you are trying to influence are sitting there going, oh, whatever, and they're missing the point.
Right.
So my question relates to that is, if approached with something like that, that's going to make a political statement, or a Me Too statement, or whatever the case might be, are you open to doing something like that? But if so, how would you interpret that? How would you make sure that your message got across, especially if you were going to do something on that level of extremity?
If I was to do a song like that,
not like that, but similar.
similar.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's like a political statement message, because that song is full of them. It really is, and if you really listen to the song and read the lyrics, it is full of political, agendas and the Me Too movement and all this stuff. It's talking about a lot, but people miss the message because it's just a catchy song that talks about wet ass peas,
Yeah.
which I hate that word. But of all the things in the world I hate, that's that word. But would you do a political statement song like that, or any political statement song for that matter? And if you did, how would you make sure? Because again, with your motivational speaking, in front of that as well, and that's why I'm asking this. How would you make sure that your message got across?
Okay. So if I was to do something similar, then would I would definitely study and when I say that, I just mean kind of really evaluate all the different ways that my message can be perceived. So before it's even put out there, I would be thinking, okay, well, whatever I'm saying, what are the different types of thoughts that could come across when I put this out there? And then I would make it myself to be knowledgeable, to be able to have a candid retort for each single one that still reverts back to my message. So like, no matter what narrative they trying to change it to, I hear you, but listen, this means this means that. And I see your perspective, I see your point of view. But what I'm saying is, so it's never, I just would never leave it open for anybody to be able to just guess or make assumptions. No, I said ABCD, it meant ABCD, and you hearing it from me. So if I was going to make something that politically astute or that politically controversial, I would definitely be prepared for all the guns blazing that's coming my way.
In this day and time, would you even risk, with everything that's going on in this world, would you even risk doing something that was against, a political statement piece, or excuse me, not against anything? I mean, just a political statement piece.
Yes, I would, because at the end of the day, when you there's politics in every single thing. So there's politics in the music, there's politics, what I'm saying, with the economy, there's politics and just even in movies. So you really cannot get away from it. And at the end of the day, those are the people that govern what's going on in our day-to-day life, whether it's over our water, whether it's over our energy, whether it's over our towns and how we move, lockdowns and everything that's going on. So I don't think that it should be, I don't think that people should stray away or be afraid to give a message that they feel is important to them or that they feel needs to be heard. Like, it, no matter if it's political or not, because you really can't get away from politics, especially when it controls every single thing. So if I had something that I felt that inclined to say, I would not stray away from it. I definitely could see myself doing something, politically in the lane. Because even with everything that's going on, is so much that could be talked about. Now, I may not say it directly, I may put it in a song, I may hide it through like kind of poetry or something to the sort, but I wouldn't be afraid to say it.
Oh yeah, because I'm about 20 some minutes away from saying what I gotta say about some shit. What do you think about the state of our country right now? Realistically, honestly.
The state of our country, I feel like it's shit.
Say it again. Say it again.
I feel like it's shit.
There you go. Say it with some emphasis, because I'm right behind you.
Yeah, I just, you know what, and not even just Trump, you know what I'm saying? Not even just to bash him or the fact that everything he says just go up in flames. Not even that, but just that nobody is taking an actual initiative to make anybody accountable. There's always this. They constantly point the fingers. Me personally, I get tired of that in politics. How come whenever there's an issue, instead of resolving it, talking about how we're going to fix it, you point the finger and say that it's messed up and who did it, but you ain't setting nothing to fix it. So I just get tired of that in politics.
Do you listen to my show often? Because I say the exact same crap all the time. Because even with this COVID crap, it's not even about helping America at this point. It's about, oh well, the Democrats are wrong. Oh, they're making out to be worse than it is. Oh, the Republicans are just hiding. Oh, well, stop. Just do something. And I'm going to talk to you about it too, because I feel this is an important part of the topic too, is that it's with every movement that we have, we're getting a lot of negative pieces of the movement as well.
Yeah.
So 4 years ago when Me Too was at its height, there was a lot of lies circling around it too. Mm-hmm. False accusations. People could say, oh, it's only 2% of accusations that are false. We know that to be false. But, and now even with, Black Lives Matter, while that is a huge thing, there's a lot of negativity around it as well, for the simple fact now, and I'm going to ask you a question, and this is a, what's the word? Devil's advocate question. Okay? Mm-hmm. Not something I believe and not something I don't believe. I'm just asking it for the sake of asking it, because I like to start controversy.
Right.
I've noticed, okay, and whether I agree with it or not, every time a black male or black female, anything along those lines, now are even approached by a police officer, and it's perceived in any which way, it's automatically racism. That's my opinion. Yeah. Are you seeing that exact same thing? And do you think it's giving the good police officers a bad name?
It definitely is, and it's very unfortunate, because deep down we know all police officers are not like that. All white police officers are not like that. Just like all people are not bad people. Our politicians are not bad politicians. It's just so unfortunate that the only people that are displayed are the people that's not doing right. They don't never show the good cops. That's never major news. Oh, such and such went in and just gave back to the community today. Such and such just went to go kick it with the kids and just talk to them or play basketball with them. It takes another individual with a camera phone to publicize that, and then people catch wind and it go viral, versus the news media make it their business to only put propaganda and fear and more BS to keep, that cycle of mental abuse, what I call mental abuse, because that's what you're doing to people. You're making them afraid of every single individual. You're creating hostility. Well, you are damaging an entire nation of people by keeping them at odds through your propaganda. And it's just pure BS, and it's unnecessary. And so I think it is unfortunate, because now you got little black kids that's being raised, and they afraid of just white people, and it makes them resentful. They say it's just for cops, like, oh, we don't like 12, we don't like cops. But no, at the end of the day, you're creating that kind of hostility for all white people, because now see they side eyeing like, okay, if they like that just because, you know, and they just get away with it, then what the rest of y'all think? You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, but they don't really understand how deep rooted that negativity goes when you talking about systemic racism, when you talking about planting the seed for people on a day-to-day basis and keeping it in the forefront. So it's just, I just think it's unfortunate what they're doing, because they say that they want to get rid of racism, but even with the Black Lives Matter movement that you mentioned, while I understand why it is necessary or deemed necessary, because like I said, there are some bad seeds of cops, I still think that it is a little bit too much to be yelling just Black Lives Matter, because even that causes a mental separation for both sides. When you out there preaching that we appreciate the people that's marching with them and everything, but at the end of the day, you still creating that separation, because you're like, oh, Black lives, Black lives, Black lives. Okay, well, now you got the other side saying all lives. And I get it. I even seen some memes and stuff where they was like, oh, it don't mean that all lives don't matter. They was like, it just means that our lives don't matter to everybody else to do. Well, you got it's two sides to that.
Yeah. See, I do believe the Black Lives Matter movement, and I do believe in the All Lives Matter movement, but I think it goes even further than that. It's not about all lives or Black lives or LGBTQ lives, or it's about us as Americans just being unified.
I was just gonna say unity. That's
Fuck
what
everything else.
That's what we miss.
Literally, because by, regardless if we're saying all lives matter, that pisses off the Black Lives Matter people. If we're saying Black Lives Matter, we're pissing off the All Lives Matter people. Can't we just be Americans matter? Period.
And that's exactly ultimately what I am trying to say. At the end of the day, putting a label on something to represent one side of people is never going to work, because it's always going to create a confusion.
Yeah.
So,
and it sucks for people like me, your average white guy with a fucking beard and a bunch of tattoos, for me to say that, because I'm going to go later and I'm going to get nothing but hate messages. You can't say all lives matter. You're white. I'm not saying that. Did you not hear what I said?
Right.
But they're going to twist everything about it,
And that's so unfortunate, because I feel like everybody is so sensitive. And instead of just listening to understand, like you said, people will listen to respond, listen to hate, and listen to critique. And it's like, it's not about that. If you really understood, like really tune into what you said, you basically just saying that just calling out one nation of people to represent is not going to help. That's the part of the problem. Exactly. If you just make everybody accountable, make everybody account for each other and care about one another, there's no issue.
Exactly. And, I'm going to get into this, in a little bit here. But like last night at the Republican National Convention, Tiffany Trump got up there and she was talking about how, if you want a country that believes in religious equality, where believes that your opinions have, a place in society and blah, 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 just went off about everything and said, if you believe in all these stuff, whether you realize it or not, you're a Trump supporter. Well, and it's not, I'm not targeting her in this moment, I will later, but I'm targeting the Republican people and even the Democratic people that say these things, but then have, nothing but segregation behind them. And I'm not just talking about segregation of, black and white. I'm talking about segregation of other cultures, period, whether it be transgender, whether it be LGBTQ, whether it be people with mental health issues, whether it be black, white, Hispanic, whatever the case might be. All these things are going on behind the scenes, yet they're talking, making everything, hunky-dory behind the scenes. It drives people batshit crazy because they don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
And these are the people that are supposed to be helping us and running our country, but yet everything that comes out of their mouth is a freaking lie.
And that's what makes it the most difficult, because like you said, people are torn. They don't know what to believe. And if you leave it to the internet, then everybody is basically a false witness. Everybody know everything. So it's it's just a big mess because there's too many different narratives and false narratives being created and generated, and it's being recycled. But nobody's taking the time to really just do their own research, do their own review, trust their instinct, make their own, conclusion. Nobody's doing that. They're relying on other people for their information, and it's just sinking. It's just a ship that's just sinking.
You're right. You're not wrong. So the reason why I brought all of that up is because of your motivational speaking stuff. With everything that we just talked about, how do you, because you have a great message, and I loved everything you said. If I was the type of person that would actually go to the state of Michigan, which I won't, that's like hell for me. I'm from Ohio, and we hate Michigan, all of it. Because
why? Why do you hate Michigan?
Because I'm an Ohio State guy.
The team. Okay.
We like, it's like the devil going into a Catholic church. He starts to burn as soon as he walks through. My feet would melt on Michigan soil. That
it's
time
so crazy because we do not feel that way. Michigan do not feel that way. Maybe the team members, but the rest of us, we do not feel that way. I have been to Ohio so many times. It's crazy.
I don't know. The people of Ohio we're vicious people.
Maybe that's it. Because I don't know too many people that feel like that. When we cross through there, it's a good time for us.
When it gets to be that time of year, even though that time of year doesn't exist this year because Big Ten football is not going to be played, but I mean, the University of Ohio, Ohio State University just will go around with red tape, literally marking the M's off of everything. So you just see nothing but X's all over the place if there's a letter M anywhere. That's how much we hate the state of Michigan.
Terrible.
But anyway, if I could go to the state of Michigan, I would just give you a big fat hug because I love your message and you just speak so many truths. So when you've got those kids that are seeing this stuff that's jaded, and now they're jaded, now they're afraid of police, now they're afraid of white people or Hispanic people because of the crap that they're seeing on the news.
Yeah.
How are you making sure that whether your message hits home them or not, how will you make sure that they're at least listening and open-minded to what you're saying?
Well, I feel like with any audience, you can feel where it's warm. I have studied different things like body language and things of that nature, and who is actually making eye contact with you. You can kind of get a feel for it. I could tell, I could visually see who's in their phone. I could see who's leaning forward to hear what I got to say. I can see who kind of like, the facial expressions, everything. So I kind of check the temperature in the room, so to speak, and see who is feeling me. And as I talk, I try to see what's catching their ear. And if that's the thing that make people look up, okay, I know what channel y'all interested in. I know where I need to gear this conversation. So that would be, I guess, technically and literally the best way that I check and make sure that they actually hearing what I'm saying. Did I answer your question? If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Shit, my bad.
Oh.
I was talking, and now I completely lost all umph on what I was saying. But anyway, I talk to a lot of people. At least 5 people a week. And that's if I don't have a musical guest on.
Right.
And we connect on a lot of different levels 99% of the time. And a lot of the time it's like, damn, I was not expecting half of the things that were said. Right. And I love walking away from an interview shocked. That's one of the reasons why I do very little research on the person I'm talking to. Because I want everything to be genuine. And if I'm shocked, because if I already know that you're doing this, and this, I'm not giving you a genuine reaction when you say, oh my, and I go, oh my God. Yeah. No, like I want to be as genuine as the listeners at home. I have 20,000 people that are going to be listening or watching this interview is going to be like, I want them to have that same reaction I do.
Right.
And the things that you said tonight and the things that you stand for are, you are an old Southern soul sitting on the front porch, drinking lemonade, and just everybody that walks by, you say, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" That's you. And I love that about you. You're that one lady on the, on the corner of the street that just sits outside all day long, that talks to everybody and everybody loves. And, whether you're their grandma or not, that's grandma's house. We're going to grandma's house. That's who you are. You are that 90-year-old soul. And I love that about you, because you know what? You have a smile and an aura about you that will get people to listen to your message. And I think your message is so positive, whether you're speaking it or whether you're singing it. I think you are going to make waves in this world. And I hope that continues, and I hope that nobody gets their hand on the back of your neck and tries to steer you in the wrong direction. I hope you turn around and slug that. I hope you turn around and slug that motherfucker in the face and be like, "I'm going this way, bitch." Oh wait,
so
what the hell just happened? What the hell? Oh, my camera. What the hell just happened to my camera? Hold on.
It's acting wonky.
It is. Hold on.
Okay. Take your time.
There we go.
Okay.
I think I hit the USB cable.
Welcome back.
But yeah, and I think you're going places, and I hope that the people that you surround yourself with recognize that you on your own is what the world needs, and not what they think the world needs. So
Thank you so much.
I have nothing but the utmost hope for you. I think you are going to speak to a generation in a way that definitely needs it, and your generation definitely needs it.
Yes, I have to agree with you. They definitely need it.
Yep. I can't say enough nice things about you. You're just an amazing person.
I appreciate that.
So, when you got music coming out, or where can we find your music?
Okay, so I'm working on a project right now, and I'm not sure when it's going to drop yet, but I'm pretty sure by at least the end of this year. And I know it seemed like a long wait, but I'm going to slowly be releasing some of the songs, just to curb some of the anticipation. But it's called Yin, and the project is it means female energy. So it's going to be like blues, soul, R&B, just everything that to me is feminine. So there's going to be a bit of my old soul records on there, a lot of my more poetic records, some love records, some true love records, and nothing too raunchy. And then I'm going to create a whole separate project for the raunchy stuff. For those of you who like a little bit more spice, there's gonna be a whole segment for that. But the Yan project, I'm very happy, very excited about it, and I think it's gonna be, I think it's really gonna be awesome. It's gonna be my soul on music.
That's awesome. When that releases, I want you back.
Okay. I would love to.
Because I want to listen to it, and we're going to talk about it.
Yes, that we definitely should.
Yes. Yeah. There's no question about it. I want you back. Because you're amazing. You're an amazing person, and I can't wait for the world to see who you really are.
Me neither. I'm excited.
All right. Well, you guys can follow her at K-Rose Music, _music at Instagram, or at K-Rose on Twitter, and find the links to her blogs and all that stuff and her bios of those places. Yes. Again, I cannot thank you enough for being here. You have a great personality, and I love talking to you, and I hope you continue on that same path that you're on.
I've greatly enjoyed this. It's been super fun. You are hilarious.
Thank you.
And yes, it was a great talk. Thank you so much for having
No
me.
problem. You have a great night now.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
All right. What a great interview that was. I love talking to people like that. All right, I'm going to take a quick short commercial break, and when we come back, I'm going to have some fun on the Republican National Convention. Be right back. Guys, ever wonder how I get this manly beard looking so good? It's all because of Viking Revolution. And at Viking Revolution, not only can you get some great beard balms, but you can also get some great beard oils, as well as some awesome quick shower pads, which helps prevent you stanking up after the gym. Also, these great wet wipes, which help prevent, stanky after going doo-doo. And also some pomades and some other great products, all at Viking Revolution. So do yourself a favor, go to dcproductions.com/sponsors, click on the banner, and get yourself some of these great products. Viking Revolution. Join the revolution. Guys, have you ever wondered how you can help support the channel and also look fucking cool in the process? Go to the link down below, www.dckproductions.com/shop, to get the awesomest merch on the market today. Whether you just want to get one of our plain logos in one of our many different colors, or if you want to get one of our cool graphic tees that just are funny as hell. The choice is yours, but definitely pick up your choice of any one of these shirts in any color, any size, any style that you choose at www.dckproductions.com/shop or click the link in the bio. Thank you, guys. All right, and all the links are down below, whether you're watching it on YouTube or wherever, or listening to this on the podcast. It is available everywhere. Those links are in the bio of everything. All right, so I'm going to play for you guys a little short snippet of Tiffany Trump's speech last night from the Republican National Convention. And I have a huge problem with this, and I'm going to dissect each and every part of it here in a moment. But I want to let you guys listen to this.
So tonight, I want to tell you the uncensored truth of what we believe in. We believe in equality of opportunity. We believe in freedom of thought and expression. Think what you want. Seek out the truth. Learn from those with different opinions, and then freely make your voice heard to the world. We believe in school choice because a child's zip code in America should not determine their future. We believe in freedom of religion for all faiths, and we believe in the American spirit, a country founded on ideas, not identity, a country where our differences are embraced, and the only country where the word dream has been attached to it. Because in America, your life is yours to chart. So if you're hearing these things and thinking to yourself, that is the kind of country that I want to live in, well, whether you realize it or not, you are a Trump supporter. I encourage you to see beyond the facade that so many other politicians employ. They mask themselves in disguises of decency as they try to pressure us to mask our own identities and beliefs.
All right, so, religious equality. Let's go ahead and start there. So first off, aren't we talking about the same fucking president that has put travel bans on Muslim countries? You know, the Muslim rhetoric that President Trump has is fucking insane. Back in 2017, Trump retweeted a series of anti-Muslim propaganda videos shared online by high-ranking officials of the ultra-nationalist UK political group Britain First. stoking fear or hatred of immigrant and refugee Muslims, many of them fleeing ISIS in the civil war in Syria, have been a reoccurring theme in Trump's political rhetoric. In November 2015, when he was a Republican primary candidate, Trump compared the migrant surge to a Trojan horse. In an interview with Yahoo News published around that time, he went further. You look at the immigration, it's young, strong men. We cannot take a chance that the people coming over here are going to be ISIS affiliated. So based on the fact that they may or may not be ISIS affiliated, he has now put a travel ban in place. Okay? So now, this was published back in February of 2020. Donald Trump's campaign call for Muslims to be barred from entering the United States has morphed over the past 3 years into a complex web of travel and migration or immigration restrictions placed to varying degrees on 7% of the world's population. While most of eyes were on impeachment in Iowa, Trump recently extended restrictions to six additional countries, widening the ban and ignoring the massive outcry it has created. Trump administration recently announced restrictions on permanent immigration from people in Kazakhstan, Myanmar, Eritrea, Nigeria, Sudan, and Tanzania. While Myanmar has a relatively small Muslim population of 4%, the populations of other five are between 30 to 86%. Unlike previous iterations of the Trump travel ban, the new policy will still allow a short-term travel to the U.S. It can still have detrimental impacts on families and economies, particularly in Nigeria. So, religious equality, right? Right? Wrong. No, because again, this guy, just like everybody else, is playing into the fears of the American people. Him and his bullshit about how the Muslims were fucking celebrating on the day of 9/11 is fucking crap. It's been proven to be crap ever since he first fucking said it back whenever he did. And now he's continuing on, and yet his fucking daughter decides to come on here and say religious equality for all. Bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit. Okay? Let me tell you how much bullshit this is. I'm going to go ahead and pull up this fucking tweet real quick. And I'm going to show you something. So back when the travel ban first fucking happened, okay? Trump released this tweet. Oh, crap. Okay, there we go. Come on. Now my computer decides to be slow on me. Oh, crap. Said it's not responding, but it's up there. All right. So there's a statement from Donald Trump on preventing, this is his tweet from December 7th, 2015. Okay. Statement on preventing Muslim immigration. Okay. This is a press release straight from him, donaldjtrump.com/press releases. This is straight from Donald Trump's website. He tweeted this. Now, just give me 1 second here while freaking Microsoft, I'm going to go back to using Chrome if this shit continues. This is twice in a week that your supposed new fucking web browser has shit on me. So, keep it up. Keep it up. All right. Finally. Jesus. All right. So, statement on preventing Muslim immigration. When you click it, which is, by the way, straight from his mouth, let's click it. See what happens. I'm going to show you this shit. This. Oops. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to show you this. When you click on that, this is what you get. Where's it at? You get a 404 on President Trump's site that says, with Biden on it. It appears you are as lost as me. So he took down his statement from 5 years ago, or a little less than 5 years ago, on Muslim stuff. Because he knows that what he did was wrong. But he doesn't believe it's wrong. He just doesn't want other people to think about it or talk about it, so he's deleting it from existence. But guess what, Donald? The fucking tweet still fucking exists. But now, when you click on that tweet from back then, which, by the way, was as simple as me typing in Donald Trump Muslim immigration. This was the third or fourth thing to come up, was that tweet. And I clicked on it, and I got this. It appears you're as lost as me. So his 404 redirect is nothing but an insult. And I'm not talking about the insult to Biden. I'm talking about the insult to the American fucking people. Because they have a goddamn right to know about the fucking racist bigotry that you are sitting there continuing to spout all fucking day, every day, 365 goddamn days a year. This fucking racist rhetoric that you are continually pushing off on America to scare them into submission to giving you the votes that you fucking want. And that's not even half of it. Not even half of it. Talking about where Americans can come here and, have the right to make a dream. Where the word dream still has a place. What about the people that are LGBTQ? The people that are transgender? More specifically. Because now, after years and years and years of his constant fucking bullshit with transgender, whether it be him banning them from the military or what did he do? Oh, hold on. I have this fucking article here. Hold on. Continue with Google. Hold on. Making me sign in. Continue without subscribing. All right. And this comes courtesy of New York Times. In the month of June was filled with big moments for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people. In that month-long stretch, the Supreme Court rendered a sweeping decision providing workplace protections for gay and transgender people. It came shortly before the 5th anniversary of the High Court's landmark ruling on gay marriage equality. LGBTQ people and their commemorated number of the murder of the 49 people at the Pulse nightclub in June of 2016. Thousands marched in Brooklyn in support of the black transgender lives. Trump was almost entirely silent through it all. There was no tweet in honor of Pride Month, despite suggestions from several of his aides to Trump that he write one. No rollout of a coalition aimed at the LGBTQ voters, despite preparations that have been made for one. Embassies overseas were actually told that they could not fly the pride flag. There was, however, a rollback by the Trump administration of a regulation that put in place by the Obama administration in 2016 as a mandate to health care civil rights for transgender patients under the Affordable Care Act. And what that rollback was the fact that fucking healthcare providers can discriminate against transgender people. So because of him, back in June, during Pride Month, he took away rights from the LGBTQ community. And this bitch decides to go on fucking air last night talking about equality for all? Fuck you. I'm so sick of this shit. How fucking dare her and dare him and that entire party, and I'm not even talking about the Democrats, I don't even want to get into that. But get out there and fucking bold-faced lie to everybody that was watching your goddamn horrible fucking convention to begin with. And then sit here and spout bullshit about equality. When you're sitting here fucking banning fucking a certain religion from coming to this country. And on top of that, you're also taking away rights from Americans who decide that they want to be a transgender person. And by the way, guess what? It's not even a fucking decision to begin with. It's how they're born. Do your fucking science research. The ones that you refuse to fucking do about coronavirus, at least do something. We are a little more than 2 months away from voting. I don't care your party affiliation. I really don't. I talk a lot of shit about the Republicans. Absolutely. Because all they do is cover up for the lies of the president they're trying to protect. A president that has completely fucking ruined this country. Talk about the economy all you want. That is fantastic. He did a great job with the economy. But guess what? Guess who has more stocks and bonds and other shit tied up in the fucking economy than the average Joe? That's Donald fucking J. Trump. So the moment he gets out of fucking office, he's just setting himself up. So you can complain or you can talk shit to us about how, oh, well, he's done a great things for the economy. Absolutely he has. And I will agree with you on that to the day I fucking die. But he did it for his own fucking well-being. He rolled back business taxes, so when he got out, he didn't have to pay as many fucking taxes on his fucking businesses. Say what you want. It may have benefited us, but in the long run, it's more benefiting him. It's benefiting people like him who are in that top 1% of fucking wealth in this goddamn country. Wake up. It's time for change. And at this point, I don't care who that change is. But god damn it, it better not be fucking Trump. That's all I got. I love you guys. Yeah. That's all I got. It's been a great fucking night, I can tell you that much. And I'm again turn around and do it again tomorrow. But tomorrow I will not have a political rant because I'm done with that for the week. That right there just set me off in ways I can't even fucking tell you. It just that fucking Precious Moments doll looking bitch daughter of his. By the way, that's not an insult. Oh, he's attacking her looks. Precious Moments dolls are cute. But she's got that round face and those big eyes. She just looks like a fucking Precious Moments doll. So I'm not insulting her. Just saying the fucking truth. Jesus Christ. Stop yelling at me. Anyway, join me tomorrow night, where again I have another doubleheader. I'm joined for a conversation with Anna Baby, and then a performance by Foglings. Be another great Thursday night live. So come back tomorrow. Again, Anna Baby up at 8, and then around 9 o'clock, Foglings perform. It's going to be a great fucking day. I still can't get over this picture. I love this. It appears you're just as lost as me. Oh, God. God, I hate that guy. Yeah. So, tomorrow, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. West, my conversation with Anna Baby, and then a performance by the band out of Maryland known as Foglings. But until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and always stay fucking heavy. Until tomorrow, peace.